Hi, I'm Dave Helge, Vice President of Maintenance and Safety for Ideal Lease of North America.
Ideal Safe is the safety and compliance division of Ideal Lease. Ideal Safe is committed to providing our customers with a vehicle that operates with the highest level of service and safety every day. To do this, we need your help. We rely on you as a professional driver to communicate to us on a daily basis the condition of your vehicle. The pre- and post-trip inspections and the driver vehicle inspection report are the tools you use to provide us with the required vehicle status information. As a professional driver of a commercial motor vehicle, it is your responsibility to make sure your vehicle is in safe operating condition. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration requires that all drivers complete a daily pre- and post-trip inspection. These inspections are vital for your own safety and the safety of the general public. The post-trip inspections must be documented. Ideal Safe provides a daily vehicle inspection report, or DVIR, to help you follow a checklist and document any defects to the vehicle. The DVIR form communicates to your company and to our service department any defects you have found so they can be repaired. If the defects are safety sensitive, the repairs must be completed and certified before the vehicle can be placed back into service. By working together, we can keep your vehicle operating at the highest level of safety and service. Let's review the Ideal Safe recommended procedure for an inspection of your vehicle. Our inspection starts as we walk towards the vehicle. Observe how the unit is sitting. Is it level? This can be an indication of a broken spring or flat tire. Examine the exterior. Look for body damage near the top of the unit. This could indicate that the vehicle has collided with an overpass or low-hanging tree. Look for fluid leaks under the unit that can only be seen from a distance. Always pay attention to where the unit is parked and the surroundings, such as vehicles, water, and overhead wires. Now enter the cab and review the previous day's DVIR to determine if any defects from the day before were noted. And if so, check to see if they have been repaired and certified. Start your pre-trip inspection for today's trip by filling in the date and unit number on the DVIR. Sign and date the previous day's DVIR that it has been reviewed. Next, let's conduct a light test. Newer units have a button on the dash. International vehicles are equipped with a pre-trip light test sequence which allows you to check all the lights without the vehicle being started. Turn the key to ignition or accessory. Set the parking brake. Flip the switch on. The lamp test repeatedly flashes all the lights on the vehicle in a sequence. This allows you to walk around the vehicle and verify that all the lights are working properly while completing your inspection. To disable the light test, press the service brake. Manually turn on any of the lights or turn the ignition key to the off position. Now let's begin our inspection. Before we get started, I recommend that you wear gloves for the inspection. The first step of the inspection is to open the hood. While I am doing this, I am checking the condition of the front of the truck, including the fenders, the hood, the grille, and front bumper. Make sure the license plate is intact and not expired. Check the headlights and signal lights. Also check cab clearance and ID light lenses. On a truck equipped with fender mirrors, see if they're secure and unbroken. This is a good time to look under the truck for fluids which would indicate a leak. Under the hood, on the left side of the vehicle, you will check the fluid levels including the oil level, coolant level, and windshield washer fluid level. Check the oil level to make sure it is above the low mark. If you need to add oil, don't overfill above the full mark. Check the washer fluid to make sure it is full. Check the radiator overflow tank. Make sure the radiator coolant level is above the low mark as well. Some vehicles are equipped with a sight glass that can be checked to determine the coolant level. If the unit is low on coolant, write up this condition on your DVIR. Many units are operating with extended life coolant which cannot be mixed with traditional coolant. Do not remove the radiator cap if the engine has been operated recently. Loosening the cap under these circumstances could result in severe burns. Inspect the radiator and radiator hoses, both upper and lower, for leaks. Test the tension of the wiper blades against the windshield. Check the rubber for damage and stiffness and make sure the blades are not loose. While the hood is open, inspect the overall condition of the engine compartment and pay close attention for any fluid leakage. Also take a look at the inside of the steer axle, tires, and braking system. Move to the right side of the cab to check the air filter housing and intake tube leading into the turbocharger. They should be firmly attached. The yellow air filter restriction gauge indicator should not be in the red. Air restriction gauges are located at the air filter housing or on the dash. If it is in the red, write it up on the DVIR. Close the hood and secure the latches. Here is an important tip. Each and every inspection should be systematic and completed in the same way each time to make sure that nothing is overlooked. We will start at the front left steer axle tire and move around the unit in a clockwise motion until we are back at the driver's side of the cab. Let's start with the left front steer axle tire and wheel. Here we are looking at the wheel and tire to see that there is no damage to the rim or tire. The rim should be free of any cracks or damage. Make sure the lug nuts are tight by testing with your hands. Look for rust streaks on steel rims and black streaks on aluminum rims, which indicate a loose lug nut. The only accurate way to test the tire for inflation is to use a tire gauge. Do not strike the tire with any type of object to test pressure, as this is inaccurate and may cause you injury. Look at the sidewall on the inside and outside of the tire for cuts, abrasions, and separations. If there is a cut to the sidewall, make sure that the ply cord cannot be seen, as this is an out-of-service violation. The tread depth on a steer axle tire is required to be a minimum of 4/32. Turn a penny upside down and insert in a groove of the tire. The tread should be equal to or greater than a point where Lincoln's hair touches his forehead. Use this inspection procedure and measurement for all the tires on your truck. If the tread depth is less than this, write this condition on the DVIR. As we move to the front of the truck, we make sure all the lights are operating as they sequence through high beam, low beam, turn signal, and clearance lights. Check the windshield glass for cracks or damage. Take a look at the top of the body for overhead damage. We now move around to the right front steer axle tire area and complete the same inspection we completed on the left side. We are now at the right side of the cab area. Here we inspect the mirrors to make sure they are tight and secure. The mirrors should be free of cracks and discoloration. The doors should close and latch correctly. The glass in the door should be without damage or cracks. The handles and steps should be secure. Make sure the fuel tank is in good condition without damage or leakage. Tank straps should be tight. Check the fuel cap to make sure that it is tight. Look for the DOT annual inspection sticker. Make sure the sticker indicates that the truck has been inspected in the last 12 months. As we make our way down the passenger side of the unit, look at the front of the body for damage. Observe the frame rail and the suspension for damage. Check the exhaust. If there is a door in the side of the body, make sure it is latched and secure. As we move to the back of the truck, look at the frame rail and driveline. Look for missing or damaged parts such as U-joints and driveline hangers. Move towards the rear drive axle tires and complete your tire inspection process, and make sure there is no debris lodged in between the tires. Make sure the splash device or mud flap is in place and secure. As the lights continue to sequence, make sure all the lights at the rear of the unit are working. This would include brake, tail, clearance, and license plate lamp. From the rear, look at the condition of the brakes, tires, and suspension. Any damaged or missing parts should be reported immediately. Make sure the bumper is secure. The rear door should be closed and securely latched. If the truck is equipped with a lift gate, it should be locked in the closed position. Check the top of the body for overhead damage. As we move around the driver's side of the truck, we inspect the left rear drive axle tires and wheels. The mud flaps should be secure. Tread depth, inflation, and condition are checked. Lug nuts are secure. Observe the side of the body for any damage. Again, look at the frame rail and suspension for any damage, cracks, broken welds, and rust. Make sure all the body U-bolts are secured. As we move toward the front of the truck, continue to look for the damage to the body. Check the battery box to make sure the cover is secured and latched. Make sure the steps and handholds are secure before entering. It is good practice to drain air tanks daily. Now it's time to enter the cab. Always use the 3-point of contact method when entering or exiting the cab. Make sure you adjust the seat so you have comfortable access to the steering wheel and foot controls. Is your seat belt properly adjusted and operational? Verify that the parking brake is applied. The yellow parking brake knob should be in the out or applied position. If you have an automatic transmission, make sure the gear selector is in park or neutral with the brake applied. If you have a manual transmission, depress the clutch pedal. You should have 1 1/2 to 1 3/4 inch free play. Does the pedal move without sticking? Does the service brake move easily? How about the throttle pedal? Next, check the safety equipment in the cab. Is the fire extinguisher charged and secured? Are there safety triangles in the cab and in good condition? Test the electric and air horn for operation. Make sure the inside of the cab is free of trash and debris which could distract you or become lodged under the pedals during driving. Check all the mirrors to make sure they are properly adjusted and you have clear vision of both sides of the truck. Now insert the ignition key and turn it to the on position without starting the engine. If there's less than 60 psi on the air brake system when you do this, the low air warning alarm and light should activate. Depress the clutch if you have a manual transmission and start the engine. Once the engine is started, take a look at the instrument panel gauge cluster and observe the readings. Most of the gauges have their own warning lights which signal the operator when a gauge reading is outside preset limits. Amber warning lamps indicate situations that should be reviewed by the driver. Red warning lamps indicate situations that must be inspected before operating the vehicle. You will also notice that an audible alarm is activated when any warning lamp is lit. This alerts you that an active fault exists. Do not operate the vehicle with a red warning lamp. Immediately shut off the unit and call your ideal lease location. If the service engine lamp flashes 5 times when the key is turned on, it is an indication that the truck is due for a PM service. Write this on your DVIR to alert our technicians that the truck is due for service. By now the air system should be fully charged. Now we will do a static brake check. Release all the brakes and turn the truck off. Observe the pressure. There should be no more than a 2 psi drop for a single unit. Now let's complete an applied brake test. Apply 40 to 45 psi of pressure to the brake system. After an initial drop of 5 to 10 psi in the system, there should be no more than a 3 psi loss for a single unit. Next, apply 10 full brake and release applications. By doing this, we are adjusting the automatic slack adjuster 1/2 inch. I also recommend this procedure if you are in line for a roadside inspection. Automatic slack adjusters require full brake applications for adjustments. Good drivers often will operate for days without applying brakes in a manner that would activate adjustment. During this procedure, when applying the brakes, the low air warning light and alarm should sound when the system goes below 60 psi. Continue to make brake applications until the park brake valve pops between 20 and 45 psi. Now go ahead and restart the engine and apply the park brakes. Now we'll test the parking brakes to ensure they hold the truck. To test them, restart the vehicle, shift into drive or low gear, and gently tug against the parking brake to see if it holds the vehicle. If not, this usually indicates a dangerously improper brake adjustment. Be sure you note this on the DVIR and do not drive the vehicle. New technology in vehicles allows us to assist you, the driver, with many aspects of the safety and operations of the truck. Contact your Ideal Lease representative to learn about additional features on your truck such as parking brake alarm, overheat shutdown, and PM due warnings. If defects are found, it is important that they are written on the Ideal Lease DVIR. You can assist us further by giving us detailed explanations in your inspection write-up. Please do not use one-word descriptions of the conditions or defects. Instead, provide us with an indication of when the condition or defect occurs, at what speeds, while turning, braking, etc. Through good communications, we can work together to get your truck repaired in an expedient manner. If the defects you have indicated on the DVIR are safety sensitive and address the tires, service brakes, horn, trailer brake connections, windshield wipers, parking brake, rear vision mirror, mirrors, steering mechanism, coupling devices, emergency equipment and lighting devices, the defects must be corrected before the truck is placed back into service. Make sure that the DVIR is certified by our technician prior to operating the truck. Throughout the day, pay close attention to the operation of your vehicle for any changes that may occur.
Thanks for reviewing this important inspection process and for allowing Ideal Lease and Ideal Safe to service your transportation needs. Have a safe and productive day.